And we are live. Hello, one and all, and welcome to my review for tonight's edition of WWE SmackDown. We're going to take a look at everything that took place on this outstanding, absolutely outstanding edition of SmackDown, the September 20th, 2016 edition. And wow, oh wow, I just can't say enough about tonight's show. I'm going to get right out of the gate here and say this was an A show tonight, folks. This was a fantastic show from start to finish. It blew Raw out of the water once again. And it just continues to show why SmackDown has, since the brand split, become the superior wrestling show. I mean, this show just has logical storytelling. It has compelling issues between wrestlers. It just makes sense. You see the progression of where this show is going, and that was certainly on display tonight. You had good, solid wrestling, and it just flies by when you watch it. It just goes to show you that 2 hours does more in a way than a 3-hour show. So kudos to SmackDown for once again being the superior show compared to Raw. And like I said, we have a lot to talk about tonight as the build for No Mercy, which is less than 3 weeks away, continues. So without further ado, guys, let's get into what took place tonight on SmackDown Live. So how do we kick things off on the show? Well, I thought we kicked things off in a pretty damn good way. We had a contract signing between Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss. Daniel Bryan was in the ring, and he said, we're going to bring both women down to the ring. And I really liked this promo. I liked how Bliss was trying to get underneath Becky's skin, pretty much saying that, poking fun at her, and Becky countered by saying, well, I'm preparing for a fight. And, despite what Alexa was saying of how Becky, is, a one-hit wonder, she called her that, and she pretty much said that you were just born to be a loser. Becky gave this really nice speech about how she's been fighting her whole life, how people have been telling her this, oh, you won't be able to do this, you won't be able to reach this goal or that goal. And she pretty much said that she watched too much TV and heard that if you want it to be something you can achieve it. And that's exactly what she did, and that's why she is currently the SmackDown Women's Champion. Crowd was getting behind her. I'm, of course, a huge Becky Lynch fan and an Alexa Bliss fan, and I just like the way that Bliss kind of tried to dig the knife underneath Becky's skin, quote unquote. And then eventually Alexa flipped the table on Becky, signed the contract, threw it back in her face. Eventually Becky would go back and try and chase Alexa Bliss, but Bliss would run off the ramp, and the segment ended by Becky signing the contract. So I'm looking forward to this match, fresh matchup. This is exactly the match I wanted to see for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Two NXT alum going in there, and I know they're going to have a really good match. And I think this could be a really good feud long-term. I love to see these two have a long-term program. So hopefully it continues past No Mercy. But already, we were 10 minutes into the show, and it already blew away the intro to Raw. I mean, Raw's intro, it was just slow and plodding. It was all about Stephanie and Mick Foley and da-da-da-da-da. This was about the women in the ring and their issues with one another. That is a major issue that I've been having with Raw. I'm just sick of the banter between the general managers. Don't really get that on this show. Like I said, it's more about the wrestlers and their issues, and that's just another reason why I feel like SmackDown, up until this point, has taken the lead as the superior WWE show. So once again, kudos to them. So yeah, after that we continue with just great stuff on this show. We had the Usos versus the American Alpha. Was really surprised we were getting this match. The match was a number one contenders match to determine who would face Heath Slater and Rhino at No Mercy, and I'm loving it. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. And I really loved how before the match, Gable and Jordan, they display this intensity, this ruthless aggression, and they're pissed at the Usos for taking Gable out of action, and they want their revenge. And the Usos themselves, I have to say, they were killing it in this match. I love the way that they targeted Chad Gable's leg, tried to isolate him from Jason Jordan. It's a smart heel tactic. They continued to work on the leg throughout the match, and eventually that would factor in to what I thought was a really solid match. I'd love to see these two teams tear it up again, and I think that'll be the long-term goal. I think we'll see these two, their feud continue through 2 Survivor Series, and we'll definitely see them clash again there. But towards the end of the match, Jordan's in the ring. He doesn't tag in Chad Gable due to Gable's injured leg, and that would eventually cost him as the Usos hit a double super kick to Jason Jordan's head, and Jay followed that up with the Usos splash to pick up the victory. So I really like the heel tactics used by the Usos. Like I said, it was smart of them to target the injured leg of Chad Gable. His leg wasn't 100% healed. I thought he did very well in the selling department tonight. So, and then afterwards, the Usos get right up in Slater and Rhino's faces. They pretty much mock Heath Slater and kind of really good promo, I have to say. And Jimmy says, you can hand over the titles right now, and we'll take out your knee. And so him and Slater and his 26 raggedy ass kids can go back to the mud hole they came from. And like I said, I love the fact that they finally turned the Usos heels. It's just working. It's really good stuff, and I look forward to this impending showdown between the Usos and Rhino and Heath Slater at No Mercy. I think it's another solid addition to the No Mercy card. Correctly predicted that in my card predictions video. So No Mercy 2016 is already shaping up to be an enjoyable pay-per-view. So good stuff right there. We then move on from that. We had our second match of the evening. It was Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews. This was really a vicious beatdown by Baron Corbin on Apollo Crews. The one thing that I do have to mention I did like in this match was the fact that Apollo Crews, he wasn't all smiley and, just hokiness. He was more, focused, cut the smiling out, and just focused on getting his level of revenge against Baron Corbin for what happened the previous week with Corbin laying out Crews. But Crews really didn't get much offense here. It was really just about showing the dominance and power of Baron Corbin as he was able to just completely decimate and lay to waste Apollo Crews. And, he hits Crews with the End of Days, and then eventually has a stare down with Jack Swagger, who was seated at the commentator's desk. So it looks like we might be moving into a Jack Swagger versus Baron Corbin feud. Excuse me. I don't know how I really feel about that. Like I said, Jack Swagger, we'll see what they can do with him. But at this point, like I said, they haven't really done much with him in years. So if they can revitalize him, more power to them. But I'm happy to at least see it's tough. It's tough because it sucks to see Apollo Crews really kind of toiling on SmackDown. But it was nice to see at the expense. Baron Corbin did look very vicious, and I really hope they build him up as one of the he could be one of the top heels on SmackDown later on down the line if you build him up to that level. And I definitely know he has that in him based on his work in NXT, which I thought I was really a huge fan from the time that he entered NXT, and from his progression from there to the main roster. He hit a road bump when they debuted him. He won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. That was great, but then he entered this toiling feud with Dolph Ziggler that really did nothing for him. But now, like I said, I feel like he will be one of the guys to benefit from being on the superior show SmackDown, and with the brand split in place. Like I said, I definitely see big things ahead for Baron Corbin. So like I said, we might be seeing an impending showdown between Baron Corbin and Jack Swagger at No Mercy. So, like I said, the match, it was really more about, showing the vicious side of Corbin. We then had 2 backstage interview segments. One was with Naomi and Nikki Bella, pretty much talking up the fact that, the glow, Naomi talks about the glow is about confidence and being yourself no matter what obstacles are placed in front of you. And that later on tonight, it was going to be a tag team match. Naomi and Nikki Bella would team up to face Carmella and Natalya. So we had that match to look forward to later. And we also on the show there were 2 matches announced ahead of time. We had a huge main event in John Cena versus Dean Ambrose, and a really good match, which we're going to get into next, The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. Before the match, Ziggler was being interviewed by Renee Young before he went out to the ring, and he said he will give everything he has to win tonight. And Ziggler says that while The Miz may be obnoxious, a cheater, and a coward, he is also the champion for a reason. And Miz desperately clings to his title, Ziggler said. And, Ziggler, they said he wasn't supposed to be world champion, but he proved him wrong. He wasn't supposed to be a Kent State Hall of Famer. He proved him wrong. And tonight he's going to prove them wrong again. Despite falling short in this IC title match, I have to say, Miz and Ziggler, tremendous match. I enjoyed their Backlash match more so, but from the time that they got here, at least 11 to 12 minutes, I thought they went out there and they told a fantastic story in the ring. I really liked there were a couple near falls in this match that made me think, well, Ziggler hit the zigzag and Maurice was at ringside. Eventually, the ref caught her attempting to interfere again with the hairspray. And I thought once they ejected Maurice, a hint of doubt when it crept into my mind. I'm thinking, well, maybe Ziggler might walk out with the Intercontinental Championship. But of course, The Miz, who is, I feel, killing it right now as a heel, one of the better heels in WWE, was able to take the hairspray that Maurice was attempting to use. The ref's back was turned. Miz sprays Ziggler in the eyes with the hairspray and plants him with the skull-crushing finale to close out. Like I said, what was another really good match between Miz and Ziggler. I've never seen these guys have a bad match. And like I said, I'd like to see this feud culminate at No Mercy in the steel cage match. It would make sense to keep all outside interference from becoming involved. And I hope the rumors are true. We'll have to see what direction they go with No Mercy being less than 2 weeks, like I said, 3.5 weeks away. So really good stuff right here. And like I said, this show was just on fire tonight. It just flew by, did not drag really one minute. And that is the complete opposite of what I can say from watching a 3-hour Raw. So once again, SmackDown is winning in that department. We then had our fourth match of the evening. It was Randy Orton versus Eric Rowan. Orton made really quick work of Eric Rowan, hit him with the RKO, so not really too much to say there about this match. Afterwards, lights go out. Eric Rowan's gone. His sheet mask is in the ring. And eventually Bray Wyatt gets on the Titantron and pretty much tries to play mind games, get inside Randy Orton's head. I like the stuff with Eric Rowan disappearing, and Bray said what he had to say. But I was really hoping, maybe it'll happen next week, that Luke Harper would return on the SmackDown brand, because we all know that he's officially cleared from his long overdue injury. So hopefully he will return within the coming weeks, rejoin up with the Wyatt family. You got a solid addition to the SmackDown Live tag team division, and it gives Bray further backup. And I just think you need to keep the Wyatt family together. So we'll see where they go, but this was okay. Okay stuff here. We then had what was supposed to be like I said, the women's tag team action match on this show. It was supposed to be Naomi and Nikki Bella versus Carmella and Natalya. Match got underway, but eventually it was ruled a DQ after Carmella would just really viciously. Nikki Bella was thrown to the outside. She would just viciously beat Nikki down. Ref had no choice but to call for the DQ. So they're continuing the animosity, the tension between Nikki Bella and Carmella, which I am actually looking forward to when they have a showdown in the ring. I have to say kudos to SmackDown once again for really utilizing all the women on their roster. Naomi really has shined. You got Becky and Alexa doing their thing, Carmella and Nikki. So SmackDown Women's Division is really, really doing well, and I look forward to seeing, that addition to the No Mercy card, Nikki versus Carmella. Backstage, we had the man, the face that runs the place, the camp, whatever he's saying now. He's the man. He's the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. And AJ Styles was pretty much asked about his rivalry with John Cena. Styles said he has no rivalry with either Ambrose or Cena because he's beaten both of them in the past. He's proven himself in the past. And, Styles said the only way that Styles loses the title is if he doesn't have to be pinned. And Ambrose and Cena tonight, they're going to rip each other apart, and he will sit back, relax, and enjoy the mayhem. And that eventually segued us into our main event of the evening. Really good match. The third match that these two have ever had against one another. It was John Cena versus Dean Ambrose. Really good stuff. I'd really like to see these two enter into a program after the triple threat match at No Mercy. I think this would be a great addition to the Survivor Series card looking long term. But Cena and Ambrose, they went out here and they had a pretty damn good main event match to close out the show. And the thing that really surprised me, really surprised me about this main event match was the fact that Dean Ambrose hit the Dirty Deeds, and he didn't hit the Dirty Deeds. Cena was going for the attitude adjustment, and then Ambrose was able to counter and get the win via roll-up. So Ambrose beat Cena. You heard me right. I was shocked. I was like, whoa, I definitely did. I thought for sure AJ was going to interfere. It would lead to a DQ, whatnot. But no, that didn't happen. After the match, AJ did interfere. He jumped from the crowd and dropped Cena to the floor. And then eventually he went into the ring and hit the Pele kick on Ambrose. Then, this is the huge part of this show, Bryan would come to the stage, Daniel Bryan. He would announce that next week on SmackDown Live, we're going to have Ambrose versus Styles in a WWE Championship rematch from Backlash. You heard me right. Holy shit, what an announcement. I'm already looking forward to watching SmackDown compared to Raw. Like I said, it seems like this review is going by fast. It's just because I enjoyed the show. There's really no qualms that I had about tonight's show. It was 2 hours. It didn't overstay its welcome. It left me wanting more, and that's exactly what this ending did. We had Ambrose printing Cena. The announcement for next week already has me hyped. What's going to happen? I look forward to tuning in. And, yeah, guys, this was an A show, in my opinion. Back-to-back weeks, in my opinion, SmackDown has been delivering A shows. So, once again, SmackDown is better than Raw this week by a mile. So, if this keeps up, if Raw continues to be in the slump that it's in, I'm seriously, just want to throw this out there to you guys, I'm seriously considering just taking a break from watching Raw, maybe at least until January at the earliest. If they're not going to try during the football season, I'll just continue to give you guys SmackDown reviews because it's a show that I can sit there and enjoy, and I really am just getting tired of wasting my time with Raw. So we'll have to see where that goes. But, yeah, guys, A show in my opinion. And let's real quick check out, I put my poll up on Twitter. 11 of you voted, so I want to say thank you for participating in that. 73% thumbs up and 27% better than Raw. So landslide poll there. And also have to say my tweet tonight, I have it right here. This was on Talking Smack, so that was really nice. My first tweet on WWE TV. I tweeted, what an announcement. Ambrose versus Styles 2 for the WWE title next week. I think SD Live already beat Raw next week. So I'm pretty sure it will. So great stuff. Like I said, SmackDown continues to be the superior show, and I cannot wait. Cannot wait for that main event next week. So I just want to say, guys, thank you to all of you that tuned in for my live review of SmackDown tonight. And let me know down in the comment section below what you all thought of SmackDown. What did you like? What didn't you like? And, yeah, what are you looking forward to the big championship match next week? So that is it for my SmackDown Live review. Thank you all, and please remember to click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. And be on the lookout. I'll have my NXT review up sometime this week. Clash of the Champions card predictions and preview video up sometime up before, probably on Friday. And my hopefully get my Bootios unboxing and eating video up soon as well. So a lot of content coming soon to this channel. And, of course, I hope to stay on top of it for all of you. So thank you all for tuning into this live review, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, guys, take care.